Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Lee from Bukit Mertajam, the northern part of Peninsular Malaysia. This session I will talk to you, I will explain to you about primary school, SJKC, SJKT, SK, UASA or UASA, Bahasa Melayu. How to answer the questions, what the questions consist of, what the exam paper consists of. There are 4 parts as you can see, part A, part B, part C and part D, and the whole exam paper is 1 hour and 15 minutes. Part A I have already explained in the last video. For this video I will explain part B. You can see that part A and part B are the same. 10 marks, 10 marks, and it's based on grammar and comprehension. However, the answering part is different. For A, all the questions are in objective form, multiple choice questions, A, B, C, D. But for part B, the questions are based on the same grammar and comprehension. But you have to answer the questions using your own hand. That means you have to write out the answer. There are no A, B, C, D for you to choose. So the total marks for B is 10 marks. For grammar and comprehension, you have 3 to 5 questions, and there is 1 question on response, critics and creative. That means creative and critical response. Creative, I'm sure you know. Your answer must be original from your own brain. And then critics is critical. Now, to be critical does not mean that you say bad things about people because you criticize. Alright? In language, English and Bahasa Melayu, when you are critical, when you criticize, it means to praise, to compliment, to say the good things about something, to say good about something. Of course, you can say bad as well, because the meaning of criticize is actually to say the good and the bad. So do not look at the word criticize negatively. To be critical, it could be positive as well, because for literature, when we are critical, we are actually complimenting the poem or the poem and the classical language, the classical phrases, the classical passages in a good way. What are the good things that you can see from the passages? So for the first question, you have pemahaman petikan, which is actually comprehension. How would they ask? How would they ask, and how are you expected to answer? Now the first one could be like this. Example. How to say? Bilakah kebakaran di kampung Muhibah itu berlaku? And they write the answer for you, the first part of the answer for you. Kebakaran di kampung Muhibah itu berlaku, and then you fill in your own answer. They can even say pada for you, and then you just continue the answer. Meaning to say, you complete the answer. They give you half, you complete the other half. This is one format. But the other format could be, you write the answer totally by yourself. For example, mengapakah adik menangis? And then you just answer by yourself. Answer, adik menangis kerana. Then write the answer based on the passage. Now remember, Bahasa Melayu, you cannot start with kerana. Kerana dia terjatuh. Cannot. Or ini adalah kerana. No. You have to answer your question from the question. You have to answer from the question. Example, mengapakah adik menangis? Your answer, adik menangis kerana. That is the proper way. Okay? That you are given 1 mark and 2 marks. There's one question which has 2 marks. If you see that the question has 2 marks, you are expected to give 2, to provide 2 points. So there is a done there usually. Okay, so one part and two parts. For example, apakah yang dilakukan oleh mereka semasa aktiviti itu berlaku? Then you have to search for the answer. Remember the done. So aktiviti yang dilakukan oleh mereka ialah menari tarian tradisional dan menyanyi lagu-lagu modern. Example. So there is a done there. Why? Because 2 marks are allocated. So give 2 points. And tata bahasa. There is a question, 1 mark. 1 question on tata bahasa or grammar. Now, you see, for Bahasa Melayu, it is not only important to know how to fill in the answer. Okay, like you know how to fill in the answer with the word kerana or atau. But it is not enough. Why? Because there is 1 question on kenal pasti. You identify what the grammar is. So they don't need you to write kerana. They will write a sentence with the word kerana. And then the question is, bulatkan, circle or gariskan kata hubung dalam ayat itu. Kata hubung is conjunction. Like dan, tetapi, atau, kerana. So they already write kerana that you don't even have to write. But you must know, they want kata hubung. So look for the kata hubung in that sentence and circle or underline. So for kata hubung, there's a sentence, and the sentence you can see the word kerana. So you just circle it. Circle the kerana or underline it as is instructed. They may ask you to gariskan, you underline. They may ask you to bulatkan, you circle. But you must know how to identify what is kata hubung, what is kata adjective. Besar, kecil, tinggi, rendah, all these are adjectives. Circle it or underline it. They may ask you to identify KKAT, kata kerja aktif transitive. Transitive verbs. Transitive verbs are verbs that have an object. For example, membaca buku. Membaca buku. Membaca is KKAT. So you circle membaca or underline membaca. What is the object? Buku. Membaca apa? Membaca buku. But you may be asked to identify KKATT, kata kerja aktif tidak transitif atau tak transitif. Example, adik menangis. Menangis is a KKATT because it does not have an object. You cannot say cry what, but you can say read what, read a book. But why do you cry? No, what do you cry? Cry what cannot. Or ketawa ha when you laugh. Laugh what? Laugh about what? It's not laugh what. Read what? Read book. Okay? So that is KKATT. And then you may be asked to underline or circle a kata berimbuhan. A word which has imbuhan. That means it's not jalan but berjalan. So underline berjalan because there's an imbuhan ber in front. Or peperiksaan. Imbuhan an, so you underline or circle peperiksaan because it is a kata berimbuhan. That means it is a word but not the base form. Base form is kata dasar before you add the imbuhan. So you may be asked to identify. So you see, Bahasa Melayu, the challenging part is not only you should know how to fill in the word, but the word has been given to you. What part of grammar is it? Is it a verb, kata kerja? Is it a kata kerja transitive or tak transitive? Is it an adjective? Is it a kata berimbuhan? So you see, you are not asked to write, but you are asked to identify. So there may be 8 or 9 words, and then you see which word is the correct one. Okay? Or which word is a penjodoh bilangan, example. So you must know what is penjodoh bilangan. Buah, biji, ekor, helai. So look for the word helai and circle it or underline it as is asked in the question. And the last part would be beri pendapat, give your opinion based on a situation, not more than 30 words. So it's about 4 or 5 sentences. Okay? Now, situation, for example, your sister or your brother, younger sister, likes to waste time, always wastes his time doing things that are not related to his studies. So he's most of the time playing all kinds of games or sports, but he can say that he doesn't do his homework, he doesn't do revision, he doesn't study even when the exam is near. So in your opinion, what action would you take? Apakah tindakan yang Anda akan ambil untuk memastikan adik Anda sentiasa atau memperuntukkan masa untuk belajar? So what action would you take to ensure that your brother or sister studies, because it is very important. Studies, this is an important thing to do. Then you give your opinion what your brother should do or what action your brother should take. So this is called beri pendapat berasaskan situasi, according to the situation given. Now for my next video, I have actually finished. So if you want to buy my books, please WhatsApp to me. And for the next video, of course, I will be explaining penulisan peringan, how to write a paragraph, how to write an essay. But I will also do one for this. I will also teach you how to write beri pendapat berasaskan situasi. I'll teach you how to write 4 or 5 sentences to answer this question. I will teach you the way to write. Okay, and then I will also teach you how to write a paragraph. I will also teach you how to write an essay, a good essay. Okay, so that you can at least know what you should do and what are the things that you should look for when you are writing your own essays. Okay, so that's all for this time. Do give me a like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.